we've got Josh and Chelsea from Aviation 101.
Maybe we'll have an exclusive announcement about them on this episode of In the Hangar.
Welcome to In the Hangar. I'm Christy Wong.
And I'm Dan Milliken, and In the Hangar is sponsored by some great sponsors, so check out the description. We're going to have more about them later. Josh and Chelsea, thanks for being here. A special announcement?
I guess, if you say so. My announcement is I'm way behind on my editing, and part 2 is
Way
coming
behind
soon.
on the editing, that's the announcement.
Wow, what a tease.
What a tease. So, no, no, really, if we were going to, I know we can't go to the elephant in the room about the two of you, so we'll lead it off with like a totally different question. Like, so Josh, if you were to think of the perfect aviator proposal, what would that look like?
Gosh.
Guys, I'm not curious about something that's about to happen
I guess
here.
step one for that, I would have to be a little bit closer to a perfect aviator to come up with,
nice,
something to fit your
nice.
description. So I'll have to get there first.
Okay.
And then on top of that, after I get there, I'm not going to share my secrets with you. So.
Oh, okay, good.
That's fair.
All right, well, cool. No, I really appreciate you guys coming in, and yeah, it's really hot all of a sudden. But no, really appreciate you guys coming in. We're just joking, but
Not to put you on the spot.
not to put you on the spot or anything.
I'm used to it.
But I
sitting
do
in this
want to
chair.
do want to hear what's new with you guys, the channel, and what's going on in your lives.
Well, we did a lot of flying this last summer, and at least the flying for me has slowed down a little bit because the rest of the work, we took a big trip in August. We basically circumnavigated the eastern part of the United States, and it was kind of her ideas mixed with my ideas, and then we kind of like would go this way, go that way with the ideas, and then finally we came to a conclusion where we were going to start this big trip in Oshkosh, go into Canada, and then over to the East Coast, New York City, down to the Bahamas, and get some international experience. I had never flown GA into a foreign country like that. So that would have been a great experience. We filmed a bunch of awesome episodes with a bunch of awesome people that I have yet to edit. So
Yeah, I have found that the hardest part is not the ideas part. I have like at least 300 ideas in my head of things that I want to film. It's actually like getting everything in position, executing it, and then editing it.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've got. If we shot nothing else right now, I could probably have enough content to get through 2023.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's piling up.
Yeah, it piles up for me quickly, and I think I don't remember how much footage came out of that trip. It was like 23 terabytes or something like that. And
That is a lot of terabytes.
Yeah. So I've released part 1 a little over a month ago. And
So maybe that's the special announcement, Chelsea. You're going to start editing. Is that what?
Maybe so,
that'd
but,
be great.
but not on your channel. I'm going to start a channel.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we
it'll
do
be-
have an announcement.
There we go.
Cool.
All right.
We have an
There you go.
announcement.
Okay, so we have an announcement. Go, Chelsea.
It'll be, I am going to start my own YouTube. I just got my first camera, and it's going to be the same as my Instagram content, High Maintenance Chels. So
Love it.
going to start diving into more of the maintenance side of stuff and including that with some flying, some adventure. Maybe we'll be not doing aviation at all, fishing. I don't know. It'll be an adventure channel, but kind of a day in the life of being a pilot and a mechanic. A couple of barn find projects will probably be featured on there. That'll be my first thing.
All right, that's really cool.
So-
yeah, we'll be. And you've already created it.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to go and
I've
subscribe.
never released
right?
any videos, but yes, go and subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe, like the content that's to come.
Well, yeah, that'll be great. And we're going to have you on more, and we can talk. We can pitch to that. That's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we were here on In the Hangar. We didn't make it last year. We were living in Arizona. We stayed out there for 6 months, Kingman, Arizona. It was a fantastic time out there, and it's been 2 years since we've all been together here on the channel.
I know. I think we ran into each other. Well, Oshkosh.
Oshkosh, of
Oshkosh,
course.
yeah.
How was
Well, we
it?
did an episode with you
We
guys
did do
on
an
Oshkosh,
episode
yeah.
at Oshkosh.
Yeah.
And so 6 months in Arizona. Arizona. You're. What kind of life is it that you go, oh, let's see, let's just go, let's live in Galveston for a little while. What's going on there?
Which is where we are now. Yeah.
Right.
So the Arizona thing was actually her idea, and she had that idea for a long time because you did an internship there a while back, and then you wanted to work on radial engines for a little longer.
Yeah, so I did an internship in Kingman, Arizona, working on radial engines, specializing on the overhaul process there. I did fabric work, you name it. If it was a part of the Warbird era style airplane, we were probably doing it in that shop and facility. So I interned there as soon as I graduated A&P school, but I hadn't even tested and earned my certificate yet. And I did that for 6 weeks, and then I went back for 6 months as a certificated mechanic. And while we were out there, I did my commercial check ride.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I did see that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
so I was thinking about earlier whenever you said, well, let's catch up on what's all happened. So since we've been here, on the last episode that we shot with you guys here in the hangar, I have done my instrument commercial and most recently my inspection authorization.
I know, I got
Huge.
saw
I
your
got the A
IA.
as well.
So I got the IA, and it was kind of nice when you brought that up. I was like, okay, what has happened in
A
2
lot.
years? And I feel like it feels like such a mountain to climb, but
It
It
is.
happens
Here you are at the
quickly.
top, one step at a
I'm
time.
like, yeah, you've
I
got
still
all these
have a long way to go.
accomplishments. What have you been doing, Josh?
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah.
I got my seaplane rating.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, well, that's
no,
not
and he's my instructor, so he did those with me. He got me through.
Oh,
the
okay. Well, there you go.
instrument,
So it's like
the
a dual
commercial.
You
accomplishment.
put up with me in the
Yeah.
right seat, yeah.
And so to continue that, you're working on your CFI.
I am. So while we're in Galveston for the next till May, before we head to Alaska, the goal is to knock out CFI. I'm also looking for a multi-engine school to try to do a quick course on that. That'll be my goal, to have those two done before May, before we head to Alaska for 5 to 6 months. Will be the next.
It's going to be really hard when you're editing on the lower thirds of all those letters that will have to go after her name.
I know, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have
Challenge.
to make
It's an obstacle,
Make
but-
the title pane a little bigger.
Just
Yeah.
smaller font.
Yeah, smaller font. That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
usually
what I do.
So what's new with you guys?
Well, we started last year, we started doing pilot stories.
Yeah.
It was actually not even my idea. It was Dean Syracusa of Flying Eyes. He was watching, he's into all sorts of things, and he likes watching the Vin Wiki channel on YouTube. And he said, we could do that with pilot stories. And so that's a new thing. But even newer, that we haven't even released anything yet, is we're going to start following Christy in her journey as a 121 pilot. So a day in the life of a regional FO kind of stuff, and if I can get her to roll camera more, and her
This
life
is the
with
challenge.
with Envoy, and we've gotten somewhat blessed by Envoy to do this, so we're excited.
Oh no,
about
we
that.
got fully blessed. by
Fully
Envoy,
blessed.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he's been kind of pursuing this now. I'll say pursuing. That's a nicer word. He's been pursuing it now for several months, and he's been working with the Envoy. You guys know I don't really talk about the airline, on camera because I'm like, I've got a
Well, because
job.
she's scared that if she slips and says one thing, they'll fire her.
Right.
Well, that's
So-
I mean, this is
editing
my
is for.
livelihood. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas
But-
me, if I get in trouble in aviation, I've got my business. So.
Right.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, like, I have everything to lose,
And I have
if
nothing
this-
to lose.
Exactly. So,
Yeah,
So I'll push her hard, and then because I have nothing to lose.
but he got in contact with the marketing department, and they were like, "Yeah, go for it." And so Dan literally he gave me this bag with cameras and gizmos and
Well, that's
everything
good
else.
marketing for them.
He was like,
is,
"Go
it is.
film it,"
And showcasing what the airlines have to offer a day in the life, I think.
but I wouldn't do it. I was like, "No, I
Well,
have no
she
guidance.
didn't say she didn't. And she wasn't like that. She was like, okay.
In my brain, I was.
But in her brain, she was no because I can. Where's some footage? I haven't gotten
I
around
have
to
no
it yet.
guidance on it.
Right.
Like, what if I what if I go film something? Like, I don't know what I'm allowed to film and not. Like, the FAA is very serious about this stuff.
yeah, but you'll send it to Envoy and they'll do a
That's
review.
what I told her.
Right.
Yep. Well,
That's on them.
Either way, I am now working with the management team at Envoy. They actually sat down and had lunch with us, and I
it made her feel so much more comfortable
It
that
did.
they're on
Yeah.
board, and so now I think we're going to be able. She's already shot some stuff, and so we've got some things now in the can to join all the other things
That'll
in the
be
can.
really cool.
So we'll have it sometime in mid 2025.
and oh my gosh, stop it! And yes, Envoy
editing
is all
rate, yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, they are all about
It's
it because
big.
it is good marketing for them, and it does it does highlight the positive, like, I guess, influence of being an airline pilot.
absolutely.
The good, the bad, the not so good, whatever. But I don't know. I'm still apprehensive about it, but we'll see once they start coming
Apprehensive
out.
equals passive aggressive, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
We know.
We know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so my struggle is not picking up the camera. My struggle is turning the camera around and being on camera. Because
Really?
I love shooting and taking pictures, film, everything. I think I pick up the camera everywhere we go, constantly.
Talking to the camera is the part that I dread the most too. I'm just numb to it. At
Is
this
that why
point.
you
Yes.
always do VOs?
I do voiceovers a lot because my story is usually incomplete when I go out and film.
Right.
Yes.
Because I forget to pick up the camera, or we're just rush, get in the airplane, go.
Yeah, that too.
I'll voice over this later, and I have gotten into a bad habit sometimes. This last trip that we just took. So I'm in part 1 and 2 right now. Once I get into like part 6, part 7, we kind of stopped talking to the camera very much at all.
Yeah.
So
Because
because
it's all B-roll and you've got to now
it's
script
going to be a lot of B-roll. Of course, we have the dialogue in the airplane that was recorded. I mean, it's all that's rolling anyways. But it got to the point where it's just, well, we'll voice over this later. Let's just get
You
back
know,
to the U.S. and clear customs. Or
That
whatever.
is literally how I feel. I don't know if you've looked at any of the video that I recorded yet, but because I gave
I've
him.
spot checked it, but yeah.
It's terrible because he was like, no, he's like, well, like video, like, you know, getting ready and like go driving to the airport and stuff. So I literally set up the camera, turned it on, I'm driving to work. And normally I'm in my own head, like I'm getting into like piloty mode, like, okay, what's the weather like, blah, 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 blah. So I'm sitting there and I'm just talking out loud. Now I literally said out loud, I'm like, and now I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I feel dumb. Dan, edit this out. Like,
That'll be in.
no.
I think
it's-
that's good. I think it's raw, and
Yeah, exactly.
people are, I think, very drawn to that type of content that isn't so
Authenticity.
cut. It's so authentic. It
Authentic.
really is taking you through
oh gosh,
the
it's
true journey.
And she's like screaming in her head right now as you're saying all this.
I
No, I
literally,
like it.
I literally probably said like 4 times. I was like, okay, Dan, cut this out. Dan, don't put this in. Dan, cut this out. I don't want this on
Big
camera.
reason I edit my own stuff.
I'm just going to make one video of all the time she says, Dan, cut this out.
Oh, I am a walking blooper reel.
And it'll be
so-
another million view video.
Oh yeah,
I promise you.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, stop. Anyway, yeah. So that's my struggle. Honestly, my struggle is the turning the camera on, like because it takes time. Like I'm like, okay, I've got an hour, blah blah whatever, and I'm like, wait, no, I need an extra 15 minutes now to set the camera up and stuff. And then once I get there and I want to film, I need to do Noel Phillips style and just like wear a camera on my shoulder.
Exactly.
Because once I get to the airplane, I am Pilot Christy. I am first officer.
We can get you a head mount.
Yeah.
You know, I might need it actually. I need one of those like little.
Yeah, that won't be noticeable at all.
No, not a deterrent at all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell my captain to just
Yeah.
ignore this.
This
But-
is an opportunity for the headset market.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's not a tumor.
But yeah, like getting in the airplane, like I can film everything up to us like closing the door and pushing back effectively. Like basically once we're ready to push and the airplane's moving, we got passengers on board, I can't film anymore. But I can film everything up to that point. It's it's getting there, and I did get some of it. I did. But it was a lot because I'm First Officer Christy, and I'm like, okay, I need to set this up and I need to get this up. What? Okay, I need to film this too. So I'm like sitting here like holding the camera, like trying to get set up, and it's this dual role that I guess I'm having trouble with. I just need Dan to come and hang over my shoulder all the time.
and they won't apparently let me do that on 121 flights. But the interesting thing about this is we did get buy-in from them, and so they're already scheduling Christy to do some passenger flights, some repositioning flights and stuff like that, where you can, it's operated under Part 91, and so she can do a camera. The rule is, though, even and then, you can't mount a camera, you have to hold a camera. So you can have a flight attendant hold it, but it cannot be mounted.
Yeah.
So,
So are you going to be a flight attendant for Envoy now?
You know, he's in the application process
yeah.
now.
that's me.
They're
yes.
fitting him for the dress.
Yeah. So,
They'll look good.
and then the last thing that's kind of new that we've started is we've brought on a third host, and that's Bailey Ward.
Oh, yeah.
And Bailey is awesome. She's just has melded in with us, and is
Everybody
really
thinks
good.
she's my little sister.
I can see that.
A lot of people have sent me messages
interesting.
and made like they've made some comments I think on YouTube and stuff. They're like, "Is this Christy's little sister?" And so Bailey was really excited about that, and she was like, "We should just go with it." I was like, "Okay, sis." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's sweet.
Well, anyway, that's what's new with us. It's been great catching up with you guys. I appreciate you coming up, and I know that we've got. I appreciate y'all's involvement in the channel. And I mean, even going back, I mean, Josh, the first time you were on in the hangar, we had, I want to say like 700 subscribers. I mean,
Oh, really?
we were nothing, and you came on.
I don't even remember what year that was.
Oh, yeah.
2018. It was the year I got my
I know it was
commercial.
August.
Okay.
Yeah, it was August of 18, because that's when I got my commercial.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and it's just been a great journey, and it kind of started with you, so it's always good to have you
Awesome.
come back and catch up. So,
Those core people.
Always happy
Well,
to
the
be on it.
production here is unbelievable. Every time we walk into
Yeah.
this, it's really. I mean, I
It's
don't
evolved.
know if you guys showcase what is behind the scenes in some of this stuff, but
well,
it
hopefully
is
Brian
impressive.
Turner's catching some of that, and
Yeah.
we release it so that then nobody watches it because
Right.
Brian's channel is
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I like how we just insult, like,
oh, we're equal opportunity offenders. So,
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah, I started off with that with the special announcement.
That's right.
oh
So,
my gosh.
Yeah, so it was a good run having them on the show. I know they'll never be back, but
I was like, yeah, it ends
it's
with
been
them.
fun.
It started with
It's been
him,
fun.
and it'll end with them.
it'll end. So
Yeah,
that's,
we'll get you back.
yeah, all right. All right, well, thank you guys for watching, for tuning in. We have some really, really good sponsors, and the sponsors are all companies run by pilots. So we love the aviation community. We love to keep it in the aviation community. So if you support them, it supports us, and it would be great if you did that.
And we appreciate you guys for supporting our channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing our content. And we'll see.
Well, and don't forget, check out High Maintenance Chels on YouTube. Make sure
Yes.
you subscribe to that one as well.
Yeah, coming soon is content
Content coming soon. Yeah.
Content coming soon. All right, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.
in the hangar.